2 dive boats supplied by Seabees Diving and Simlin Queen Diving Center, and 25 volunteer divers set out for Shark Point, one of Phuket's top diving destinations, where a large fishing net had been snagged and dumped across Pinnacle 3 of the marine park site. Hello, I'm here with Thomas Fry from Seabees. Now Thomas, you were actually one of the first people to find the net down there on, was it last week?
No, it was actually this week.
All right.
For fun diving with another colleague of mine on Monday.
All right.
Yeah, because Shark Point 3 isn't a spot where to go that much. So we went there, just the 2 of us, found it on the reef. And yeah, it was feeling very sad because it's covered a big part of the reef. Yeah, and at least because we couldn't get it out, just the 2 of us, so we decided to take a few videos and pictures to prove what we found.
Yeah, and so based on those videos and pictures, you went back to Seabees, Holger, owner of Seabees, right? And actually showed them to him. What was his reaction to seeing the nets down there?
It was really good to see because, well, Simon, our PR manager, and Holger, both of them were really shocked. And yeah, at the same evening there was a meeting of Go Eco Phuket where they both were involved. And yeah, showed them to, they bring it up there, and next morning they already decided that we offer our boat for a couple of volunteers to go out and yeah, offer all we need, nitrox tanks and all that stuff to us. I'm really proud that it happened that fast and got that reaction back, because we both felt very sad that we found it, because it's a wonderful, stunning reef, and that reaction to get from your boss, it's a very good feeling. And now as well, it's impressive that so many volunteers coming on the boat, as well from other companies, and helped us out also and supported us.
We were in on the briefing, and we encountered the problem that as the net was going to be lifted up with lift bags, it was then going to be, well, okay, then we have lots of flotation devices at the surface with lots of net on, but then that's there's going to be a limit there. So we were then saying, okay, well, as free divers, we can do multiple dives, so we can actually help with bringing up the nets, get rid of the surface markers, bring them back down, so you can actually keep going and keep producing more nets. So we ended up not scuba diving and going for free diving instead. It was really, really good fun. It
Good.
was really, really nice.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see that freedivers had such a specific and important role as freedivers for the cleanup, which is something I wouldn't have necessarily expected.
Yeah. We found this that last time when we did the Egypt rescue was there was a lot of the bottom cover of actually lifting the net up was quite well. So there's a lot of scuba divers down there, but it was the top bit that was kind of like, no, scuba divers don't really want to hang around at 3 meters just to keep bringing up nets. So that's where we came in, and we got some good dives in. It was very nice to see all the wildlife as well being set free, and it's really good.
The first dive seemed to be quite successful. You guys lifted a very large chunk of netting off. But on the second dive, you actually went down to about 28 meters, was it?
Yep.
And there was already some net that had been gathered, but you decided to leave it there. Now, why was that?
Well, the net was not actually a net. It was part of a very old fishing cage that had already collapsed in on itself, so it was no longer acting as a trap for the fish, and that fishing cage had become effectively an artificial reef. It had big oysters on it, it had lots of barnacles, there was soft coral growing on it. It was actually becoming a house for the marine life, so it was better to leave it in the water than take it out.
So there is a certain point then that the nets are better left alone?
Difficult to say. It's a balance, right? I mean, we spent a lot of money and time putting artificial reefs in, be it concrete or whatever they're made of. If something's been long enough in the water, I mean, it's all originally part of nature anyway, it becomes part of nature again. So if it's acting to the marine life's benefit more than detriment, it's better to leave it there. But a tough balance to choose.
All right, so it's a tough decision to make when you're underwater.
Yeah.
Right, and now once you started moving closer to the reef, maybe about 30 meters from the reef, we actually found a large fishing cage. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few fishing cages around Shark Point, which is supposed to be a marine sanctuary. I'm not sure on what the distances are in terms of fishing cages being used around a marine sanctuary, but they seem to be awfully close, and there seem to be quite a few of them.
What's the most detrimental aspect to having fishing so close to the reef systems?
Well, the reefs effectively are where they're the breeding grounds for the fish. I mean, if you don't leave the breeding grounds intact, those small fish don't become big fish. There are no more babies, there are no more big fish in the sea. So there needs to be protected areas, and you'll find if those are left alone for the fish to breed, actually the catches around those areas further away will be more plentiful and bigger fish.
So it's really not a push against fishermen, it's just to try to create a boundary where the cycle can continue in the way of just healthy marine life?
Yeah, it's just trying to find a very difficult balance between feeding mouths and nature. I mean, at the end of the day, we are from nature as well, right? We just got to find a way to protect enough of it to sustain it.
What I was so impressed about last year and so far this year in the last few weeks is the amount of enthusiasm we've got for making people aware of ecological activities and so on. But so far what we've done is a high profile cleanup and then some work in the background, and then we're doing another high profile thing to coincide with Her Majesty the Queen's official birthday celebrations. But this is what, for me, this is what it's about. It's the regular action and activity that we do, which is supported by the awareness campaigns. But this is the day-to-day bread and butter, if you like, of actually doing things and cleaning up the reef.
How do you feel about the project in the way? Was it a success?
Technically, the project we done today is absolutely very good.
Right.
Very success. Success on which way? Success on how's the powers of volunteers, the people who care about the reef, a dive company can work together. This is the first thing. The second thing is we try to keep awareness with the people throw the rubbish, throw the nets and everything's in the water, and we try to show them we do not allow, or you kind of a little bit, be careful, you know what I mean? That can show the people with the dive communities in Phuket, with all the volunteers who join us today, is really care about the environment.
This unfortunately isn't the first time it's happened. It does happen fairly frequently because of overfishing or fishing in the wrong areas. So that's what's happened here. There's a fishing net around marine, protected area. So although it's maybe the first time we've done something this exact dive site episode, we have done this kind of thing many times before. So it's only taken 2 or 3 days to arrange, and that's fairly realistic because a lot of the volunteers have done this kind of thing before.
Raidi Restaurant, where you will have the wide choice of Western and Thai cuisine. Raidi Restaurant is our all-day dining options. Recharge with a delicious snack or treat, then crown your day with a delicious dinner. Don't miss our monthly promotion. Call 076 343 444, or for more information visit pathongsawadee.com.
Phuket Simon Cabaret, featuring modern and traditional performances from around the world. Phuket Simon Cabaret is sure to have you gasping in wonder at the extravagant costumes, marveling at the outrageous performances, and falling in love with the glamorous entertainers. Phuket Simon Cabaret, let your imagination fly. To book tickets for Phuket Simon Cabaret, call 076 342 011 or visit PhuketSimonCabaret.com.